Hello, creative people. Welcome to 15 minutes of flow, where we are holding the space for us to practice a creative activity that we have been putting off or just haven't got time for in any other day of the week. So, this is your time to practice that creative activity, and I'm going to do it too with my guitar. So, we're about this now, and I am tuned my guitar. I have restrung the guitar. I have started to play some chords on the guitar, and it's not feeling quite as scary as it did a couple of months ago. So that's good. And if you have been practicing a creative activity, the same one consistently every week, I wonder how you are getting on with it. So, what I'm going to do in a minute is I'm going to set a countdown for us to gather everything that we need together and just get everything set up. So this is a 2-minute setup before we go into our 5 minutes practice. So let me just get that up for you and I will see you in 2 minutes. Let's just get everything set up that we need for our creative practice. Right, see you in 2 minutes. Okay, there's our setup. Should have everything you need now before we go into the practice session. So the reason why I've split it like this is so that we can go through the stages of setting up and practicing our creative activity with a view to transitioning into the flow state more easily. In time. So if we're not there yet with that, that's okay, because what I'm aiming to do is for us to actually be able to just break down our creative practice into specific stages that science is telling us can help us to sort of transition into the flow state. So one of those stages is one of those early important stages as you are starting your creative practice is the initial practice where there might be a bit of frustration, or you're practicing, things aren't really right, or if you're writing, the words aren't coming, it's just feeling like a struggle. That's usually in the early stages of practicing as you start with a creative activity. But what science is telling us is that actually that's a really important stage in transitioning into flow with your creative practice. So if we can learn to embrace the frustration, know that we're going to feel frustrated initially as we're starting our practice, but actually think of that as an important step towards flow, and not something that is a sign that we need to stop. It's the opposite, actually. So in our next, I'm going to put a countdown on in a moment for the 5 minutes practice, and that's the stage where we're going to be just practicing, getting straight into it, but probably confronting that frustration stage as well. So know that it might be there, and actually, if it is, that's a good thing, because if you can keep moving through that frustration and see it as a sign that you're on the right track, then that can take you through to the next stage, which is practicing with flow, which we will do in a moment, because we've got the after that, because we've got the 15 minutes hopefully of flow. But we've got our 5 minute practice first, where we might have a bit of frustration, but actually that's all part of it. So let's go into our 5 minute practice, and I'll see you in 5 minutes. Hello, welcome back. How did you get on with your practice session? So I am finding that I am now able to play without too much buzz, which is really good. I'm quite happy with that, and so much further along than I was 2 months ago. Right, so that was the 5-minute practice. I wonder if you managed to get some practice done with or without that feeling of frustration. And remember, if you did get that feeling of frustration, it's all part of it. And actually, it's a sign that you're on the right track towards flow. So I'm going to put the countdown on for our 15 minutes of flow, which hopefully we are all going to be able to transition into our creative practice and maybe even feel that flow feeling, which would be great, wouldn't it? Because that's the whole purpose of this. But after we've done our 5-minute practice, hopefully we'll be able to just flow a little bit easier with our practice. So I haven't put any sound on this next countdown because I didn't want to disrupt your flow. So hopefully this will be all right. If it's too quiet and you don't mind the sound and you want the sound on, just let me know in the chat. Can always put it on for you. But at the moment, I've kept it as that nice image, but no sound. So without me going on too much, because we want to transition straight into this 15 minutes of flow, let's go into it now. And what this is it's 10 minutes, then it's 5 minutes, then there's a 30-second countdown, but I've put sound on that bit so you'll know when it's time to come back, and then we can share how we all got on. So I'll see you in 15 minutes. Let's go into flow. Hello, welcome back. Okay, how did you get on there? Were you able to keep going with your practice? And did you find that you had some of those creative frustrations in that stage, as well as in the 5-minute setup, or in neither? I had a bit of frustration in that stage, but one of the things about having this time, this short focused period of time, is that it kind of just gives you that space to kind of keep going, doesn't it? Where usually I might put the guitar down and I'll come back to it later. Having this just means I'll just keep going. Oh, it's only another 5 minutes. Oh, it's only another 4 minutes. Oh, I'll just keep going. And I found that really helpful. So I found there was a progression for me in transitioning from E minor to C on the guitar. There was a lot of buzzing last week because I hadn't played in a while, and this week no buzzing, so that was good. So I found there was a progression for me. How did you get on with whatever you were doing? And if you were doing it last week, have you seen a progression this week, a shift somewhere, or anything that was different about it this week? Just those tiny, minute little things are really important steps, aren't they? Really important progressions for us. So, also, I wonder whether you found that you were any closer to feeling flow. Uh, that would be really interesting to hear about. So let me know if you did. Um, what we can do now, well, there's chat available if you want to chat with me. Just let me know how you got on there. Any feedback about it would be great to know. How you're getting on, if you have been doing your practice weekly with me here at this time. It would be great to know how you're getting on with everything. Are you still with the same activity, or are you doing a new one now? I am going to stick with guitar, and what I am going to do, if you want to join me in this, is I'm going to do journaling afterwards. So in a moment, I'm going to set the countdown going for a journaling session. I usually like to do a journaling session every Sunday anyway, as a kind of offload and process of the week. But it would be really interesting to also include this practice in the journaling. So if you want to do that with me, just grab a pen and paper, or you can do it your device as well, and just make notes of free write, yeah, and just try not to think about it too much. But with there's going to be 7 minutes, just free write whatever comes to mind about this creative practice, and just let whatever's going to come up, even if it makes no sense, even if it's seemingly silly, right? Just write whatever comes up. Try and do it stream of consciousness, because then you are writing from a deeper part of you, rather than thinking about it with the internal critic. You want to kind of get beyond that, really. So just writing anything and just letting it flow, is the best way to go with this. So if you want to do the journaling with me, I'm going to set a countdown now. It's going to be a 5-minute and a 2-minute, and we're going to just offload and just free write about our creative practice and how you're feeling about it. And if you also want to share with me or write in the chat, please feel free to do that. But grab your pen and your paper now, and let's journal for 7 minutes in total. I'll see you in a few minutes. Hello, welcome back after the journaling session. Sorry about the countdown there. I'll sort those out for next week. But yeah, hopefully you had enough time to journal. I think that was 7 minutes. I did. I journaled, and I journaled about the creative practice, and well, the progression that I feel like I've seen really in it throughout the weeks. One of the things I was thinking about was the concept of flow triggers and flow blockers. I've been reading Stephen Kotler's book, The Art of the Impossible and Stealing Fire. And I don't know if you've read those books actually. If you have, it'd be great to know what you think of them. But one of the things that he talks about is flow triggers and flow blockers. And so I've been thinking about the things that make it more likely for me to feel like I can access flow a bit quicker, and feel like the creative practice just flows a bit easier. So that's things like, I know we talked about this a few weeks ago, but I've just been thinking about it again today with forget. So for example, just calmness and stillness and quiet might be something that some people need to practice whatever they practice, what crafts, music, whatever it is, right? It could be anything. Some people might need calm and stillness and to sit still. But I find that I need to move around to feel some energy, to actually feel like I'm engaged. And then it's looking at things that block you. So it would be interesting to know what you think about the concept of flow triggers and blockers, and what maybe I could do a little bit about finding those actually, if that would be helpful. I could actually just put something together about how to find your flow triggers and flow blockers. If that would be helpful, you may already know what, yeah, if that would be helpful, I can do that, put that together. But leave it there for now, because we've done our creative practice and we've done our journaling for today. So actually, I did mean to tell you that I have got a newsletter that I send out every week. If you're not on the newsletter list, all you need to do is just hover over that QR code or put that URL into your browser, and it should bring up my newsletter, so you can put your name on there. So you'll get that every Sunday. Hi, Janaki, it's good to see you. Definitely need some movement for myself for flow, as I need to feel the energy. Yeah, I'm the same. I really feel like there's something for me about movement when it comes to flow that is really important in accessing that state. And I used to love dancing for that reason. So I find music, movement, they go together. So that's important, isn't it, for us to know in our practice if we are doing something that is, writing, where we're sitting still. Maybe we need to move around in our chair, maybe we need to move around to a different part of the room. Maybe it's okay to get up and move around in the middle of your writing in order to activate that state. So it's just knowing these things, because it can be something that we just forget so easily. And when you're practicing whatever your thing is, it's knowing what your goal is, but also knowing what is going to help you get into that state of flow, and what is going to get in the way of that state. And so it's putting all of these pieces in place to mean that your practice is going to be, I want to say, able to flow more easily. But yeah, it can also supercharge it, because flow is such an amazing state, isn't it, once we get into it. So that's it for today. Hope you have a lovely week, and I'll see you again next Sunday. Have a great week. Bye for now.